Welcome all air water cusps. This is for Gemini, Cancer, Libra, Scorpio, and Aqua Pisces cusp. Welcome, guys. Okay, this is your Virgo blood moon reading for that beautiful lunar eclipse that's going on the 2nd and the 3rd, wherever in the world you are, right? So let's get in here. First of all, we have communication is key with the new moon in Gemini. And then we have Believe in the Impossible with the blue moon coming out for you guys. How beautiful is that? We are definitely in Mercury retrograde. So having that Gemini coming out with that communication, it's not that few people have had that. So it doesn't feel very coincidental, right, that we would want to communicate. So let's get in here. Remember, this blood moon is about the karmic reset. And this one's going to be through communication, clarity, and emotional truth. Okay, so let's get in here and see what's going on. Grabbing a couple portal cards. I will be doing each individual reading towards the end of the video. You have the Akashic records coming out, clearing old stories, releasing past lives, and freedom. Talking about getting rid of that karma. Angelic frequency. Angels are here. You are safe. Potent connections. Nice. Okay. Let's just get right straight in here, guys. See what is going on. Well, talking about that rare moon, blue moon. This is definitely some kind of unexpected opening happening for you. Something that felt unlikely is now becoming possible for you. I like that. So something is moving straight into your realm of possibility. So it's saying, guys, make sure that you're keeping that open. Make sure that you are making that your new story. This is your old story. Those old emotions that could, maybe it's not going to happen because it hasn't happened yet, right? Or it's not going to, or however it is. Let's release that ball and chain of emotion and bring in this new emotion that's saying angels are here protecting this rare opportunity that you are looking for. Okay, whatever it might be. It might even end up a surprise because maybe, many people have a lot of things on the books. It's, this, that, the other. So it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be like, what is it, right? But whatever it is, you make sure that you keep the doors open for all those possibilities because you never know which one it's going to be. We all have a book of what we want. So this is very important, very important. With the angelic frequencies, it's also, I want to bring up that it's telling the truth needs to be spoken because you are supported. Okay, this is the liberation energy as well, coming next to the freedom. Your voice is liberation. Your truth is liberation. So let's grab a couple cards over here. You have the 8th. Look at that. You can't even, right? Your truth is liberation. I'm going to put it right in the middle because I just said that. It's like, thanks for the clarification. Wow. That's beautiful. I mean, this is the truth, the breakthrough, the clearing the old, getting the fresh new in. This is old and wilted. This has berries on it, and it's getting ready to be revived. So having this kind of a revival within yourself and through the words that are spoken, whether it's about something or just the truth that's coming out of your mouth of, you know what, I don't need to hold on to these things that hold me back, my own ego protection, right? Having the 2 of Wands. Planning your next steps, choosing that direction, taking your hand off the old wand and putting it on a bigger, fresher wand and making that your Ace of Wands with that new, fresh opportunity. And then having the 3 of Pentacles. Yeah. Collaboration, building your new foundations. It could even just be, it doesn't even have to be with someone. It could be with someone. It could also just be building with you and your higher self, your angels, because remember, you're protected. So it could be you building with the universe. No matter what, I still feel, no matter what, my friends, that it's going to be you building with the universe, no matter what the situation is. But if you are building a new love relationship, then that's working together with them and watching it become aligned. It's like fated. Because you made it destiny. You're making it fated. You're saying, I'm aligned with this so much that it's actually going to happen. Okay. This new job, this new whatever. Okay. Put it where it needs to be. And like I said, for a lot of you, you have so many possibilities and you have a book, right? And if you guys have a vision board, you probably have 1,000 things on there. So it'll be hard to know exactly which one. But then some of you, you might be like, oh my gosh, I know it's this because that's the one that's been harboring in my mind of doubt, fears. I'm letting that go, rewriting my own story of how things are coming. So you may have some kind of conversation also that's going to change everything and then have you decide your next path. And then this can also bring in collaborating with these new people who actually are aligned with you, because we see that as well. Having that direct dialogue opens that path. Nice. So going to each individual sign, that is a beautiful reading, guys. We talk about releasing some karma and rewriting your new story and letting go of those old chapters. So going straight to, let's start with Libra Scorpio. Libra Scorpio. And then we'll go back around. We'll go straight around. You got the victory. Look at that. 6 of Wands to the Empress. Wow, bringing in some of your own energy. Bringing in that beautiful Venetian energy of Venus for Libra. Wow, my goodness, guys. It looks like, look at that. It says the conflict was real within my mind, within things that are going on around my life, but I am definitely liberating myself. Oh, my. This is beautiful. I mean, just beautiful energy. It's powerful, not chaotic at all. It looks like the chaos is, like I said, the chaos is leaving. I'm actually going to grab that card because that was the bottom deck. It says now you can have your fulfillment of wishes. There's that, and believe in the impossible. Look at that. I'm actually going to bring those out because that is really a recognition that we really need. Out of the chaos comes, that's internal battles, self-sabotage for a lot of you into the possible. Wow. So you have the 6 of Wands moving into the Empress. This is victory, public recognition, being seen, being validated, success after all the effort, all the battles. I mean, this is definitely acknowledgement energy, and they're acknowledging you as the Empress. So, I mean, this karmic reset really is telling you that this eclipse, is really shifting you from seeking validation, not knowing if things are coming through, to embodying your worth, embodying the vision, embodying what it is you want. I mean, that's big. This is amazing. So I'm just saying right now, let yourself be seen, but more importantly, let yourself receive what's coming. Believe in that impossible, my friends. Don't let your mind tell you anything different. Release what no longer serves you. Release that karma and let the new show up in your life. And trust within that situation. Really trust it. Beautiful. Okay. Going straight to Aqua Pisces. Aqua Pisces, what do we have? control, holding on. Four of Pentacles to the Seven of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Cups to the King of Cups. So that's a good thing. I like to see what's coming. I like to know where, you know, what we've kind of been holding on to and where we can release that and let the blue moon come in, right? Release that karmic. I actually feel like the outcome is the Two of Cups and the King of Cups. Because I kind of feel like this is where you're kind of stagnant and this is where you're going. Yeah, because I feel like you're holding really tight right now and you're really in this kind of concentrated like challenge mode, really, you know, protecting yourself. But I really feel like once you let that go, this is when this is going to come in. It's kind of funny because the Libra Scorpio was the other way around. It was actually showing what's coming now from what they're going to, but that's okay. It's beautiful. It's beautiful because it's saying from being defensive to being open-hearted, to not feeling so guarded. So it's kind of like, well, you know, you've been you're definitely shifting towards the Two of Cups and the King of Cups. And I feel like you've been shifting this way for a while, Aqua Pisces. It's just that you've been really grounding yourself. But this is where you need to really let go and let that impossible come in and really release that karmic, because this karma is really tight. So it's really holding tight. You could be the fear of losing something. So you're protecting your heart. So it makes you feel very defensive when it comes to maybe even speaking of this situation or thinking of this situation. But then it's okay. So you've been protecting yourself maybe from some kind of disappointment, maybe even from vulnerability to this situation. The Two of Cups does not have to be a love situation. It's just the connection. Whatever you feel connected to. It could be a job that you've been at for a long time, that it's not paying you right, they don't treat you right, however it is. Maybe I drive way too far and it actually hurts me because I'm away from my family. There's all kinds of reasons, right? Or it could definitely be a love situation. Okay, so put it where it needs to be. But the Two of Cups is definitely talking more about the connection. Okay, so it's talking about that mutual connection of where I'm feeling balanced within either my partnership or this situation. Okay, and needing to feel like there's going to be a little more giving from this situation. So I do feel like what's to come is once you release all of this and you get rid of that karmic and you get yourself back to the reset and you believe in the impossible of what it is, the connection that you're really looking for, it's all going to be all really about for you, it really is coming to the truth of the situation to plan your next step for this connection. So, but it's really for making a stance that's better for you, that makes you feel like you don't have to defend yourself within this situation. I really feel it's a really harsh environment, work environment, or a partnership, okay? A love relationship. Okay, so release what no longer is needed so that your heart can open up, so that you can get back to where it is that you feel like you're comfortable without having to guard yourself. Once you make these truths and you have this better understanding, you're going to open up a floodgate of connection, of the impossible. You're going to, of things that are really going to serve you, and allowing the universe to protect you and move you into a place where you belong, really aligning you with the people that you need within your life, the place you need to be within your life, the connections. Wow, that's gorgeous. Gemini, Cancer. Gorgeous. I'm going to move these over here, guys, okay? So we can get this beautiful Gemini, Cancer over here. Gemini, Cancer. 10 of Coins to the Queen of Pentacles. What do we have at the bottom of the deck? Show us either where they're coming from or where they're going. I feel like you're going here. You're coming out of, you're coming out of the Nine of Swords from the Ten of Cups in reverse. Okay. Wow. Okay, guys. This is incredible. This is incredible. You guys, all of you, you air water signs have had incredible readings. I'm loving this. Coming out of the Ten of Swords to the Ten of Cups. That's talking about closure. From 10, look at this, you have 9 as a closure. It's almost a closure. The 10 is a closure straight to opening and reopening into the 10 of Pentacles. So it's like you're coming out of this 9 of Swords, moving through this with anxiety, overthinking, emotional stress. It could be even the worst case scenario, which we talked about over here, right? We talked about, having the worst case scenarios coming up. Doubt, fears, right? Thinking with your ego mind for that protection. Now we're going to let that go and allow that to believe in the impossible come through. And here it comes, the 10 of Coins to the Queen of Pentacles. You couldn't get any better than that. This is crazy. This is beautiful. This is saying, I understand. I'm realizing something wasn't perfect as I wanted it to be. The family or the relationship, but the family dynamic and the relationship is changing differently. You expected some kind of shift to happen within this situation, but it, whether or not it's going, it almost feels like you're letting go of some kind of an illusion, some kind of a fantasy, letting go of some kind of expectation, and resetting that karmic says, I'm going to allow this. This was some kind of karmic test that I'm now going to allow the karmic reset to shift this the way it needs to be shifted. I'm letting go of the control and allowing this to come in. So it just feels like after the reset, you move into this 10 of Pentacles, saying, I'm not expecting this to happen anymore because it didn't work. I'm not going to set myself into some kind of fantasy of this is the way everything should be working. I'm letting it go. So now you're finding that long-term security. You're finding that the structures are resurfacing itself the way they're supposed to be. Your financial grounding, if it's a financial situation, is now fixing itself. For some of you, it's family. Some of you, it's work. Whatever it might be, you know what it is. Okay? In this situation. And what's interesting, as I said over here, we may not know what the situation totally is, but I think in a lot of ways, for some of you, it's actually telling us exactly what this is. That's what's interesting. But everybody's situation is different. So I am going to say that the eclipse is releasing this anxiety around this emotional expectation and replacing it with what's practical, what's long-lasting stability, what it is you truly want, what's impossible. But remember, it might not be exactly the way you want it to be. Right? That's one thing about the universe, is that we believe in the impossible. We want the right things. We know where we want to be when we're rewriting our stuff, but sometimes it doesn't always happen exactly the way we envision it. Right? Because it wants to bring it in the way it needs to be. It wants to bring it in practical, long lasting, something that you can actually either live on or live with comfortability, and be able to nurture that. The Queen of Pentacles is very comfortable. She's very nurtured. And it's very stable. So it's actually something that says, it might not be exactly the way I wanted it, but it's built on something tangible. And it's definitely an upgrade. But what an upgrade it is. So you're definitely trading in your fantasy fulfillment for something that's real, something that you can actually say, oh my gosh. And at first it might not feel as wonderful, right, as what we imagine, because sometimes our imaginations get away from us and we make the most grandest things, right? But it's saying you'll still be so happy with it, but you will. You will, because it's the 10 of Pentacles. It's saying, oh my gosh, it might not be, like, for instance, if we win the lottery, right? Maybe I'm looking for the jackpot of $1 billion, but maybe I didn't win the $1 billion. Maybe I won $250 million because I have to split it because somebody else won. But that doesn't make it any less. Do you see what I'm saying? It doesn't make it any less. Shit, you have $500 million. Do you see the point? So it wasn't that you got $1 billion. You got a little less, But dude, is it still, it's not something that's going to make you cry. It's not something that's going to make you upset. If anything, it's going to make you say, oh my gosh. So it does still have the awesomeness around it. I just love it. Oh my gosh. And that's going to get rid of, it's going to get rid of all the anxiety, because no matter what, it's still going to make you jump. And you know what's crazy though, Gemini Cancer, is when it comes in, you might not even think really at first that it wasn't 100 what I was fantasizing about, because it's going to be so awesome. I mean, it's the 10 of Pentacles that you might not even think about the fantasy. It might be later that it was like, you know, I did envision, but then it'll be like, oh, who cares? You know what I mean? It's like, and this for some of you might be, you know, but no matter what, I don't think this is something that's going to make you question, right, the difference between the fantasy and what the universe brought in as the real stability. That's amazing. You guys are amazing, and I will see you next time. Peace and love. Bye-bye.